Good morning, students. Welcome to Class B, Part 2, Paper 3. We'll resume our reading of Way of the World by William Congreve, Act 1, Scene 7. In Scene 7, a coachman appears and asks for Petulant. We are informed that three gentlewomen who arrived to meet Petulant asked for refreshments, heavy refreshments, in fact, like 2 dishes of chocolate and a glass of cinnamon water. These women are actually part of Petulant's ridiculous plot to pose himself as an important person. He wants to give the impression to his companion that he is so popular among the ladies that they frequently visit him. So, this is one of the unbelievable lies of Petulant that VIII was talking about in the previous scene. The scene 4 begins with the coachman. Coachman, is Master Petulant here, mistress? Betty, yes. Coachman, 3 gentlewomen in a coach would speak with him. Fenton, oh, brave Petulant. So, Fenton exclaims at the popularity of Petulant, that women are coming in a coach to inquire about him, how popular he is. 3, and not 1 woman, but 3 women have come. Betty, I'll tell him. Coachman, you must bring 2 dishes of chocolate and a glass of cinnamon water. So here the scene 7 ends and scene 8 begins. In scene 8, VIII exposes the real identities of the women who desired Petulant's company. After he observes the exchanges between the coachman and Betty, he divulges the truth to Mirabell and Fenton. He says that it is actually Petulant who himself have hired the coachman and the women to call him in a gathering like this so that he could look more popular. These women are actually prostitutes paid to pretend to be his lovers. When Mirabell and Fenton exclaims at this unbelievable silly plot of Petulant, VIII informs them about his other silly acts and schemes too. Petulant would sometimes slip out of the chocolate house, go home, disguise himself as somebody else, and come again asking for himself, and sometimes even leave a letter in his own name. So, thus, the scene discloses the silly acts of the people at the time who could go to any extent to highlight himself as the desirable person. The shallowness of the folk gentlemen of Restoration period is laid bare here. It also provides comic element to the situation, to the play, and prepare the audience for the comic irony in the next scene, where Petulant will try to relish the setup, popularity, and the other men as well as the audience will laugh at him. So let's begin scene 8. Mirabell, Fenton, and VIII. That should be for 2 fasting trumpets and a board troubled with the wind. That means he's talking about the refreshment of 2 chocolate dishes and 1 glass of cinnamon water. So those are for, according to VIII, for 2 starving trumpets, prostitutes, and a board and their lady with wind. Now you might know what the 3 are. Mirabell, you are very free with your friends' acquaintance. Mirabell says, it seems like you are very familiar with them and you can speak freely about them, because it's very offensive, kind of talk. So VIII said, aye, friendship with freedom is as dull as love without enjoyment. Friendship without freedom is as dull as love without enjoyment. So VIII again begins with his commonplace, similarities. Or wine without toasting. But to tell you a secret, these are trolls whom he allows coach hire and something more by the way to call on him once a day at public places. So this, according to VIII, is Petulant's scheme that he hired the coachman and the three women and asked them to call him once a day at public places. Mirabel, how? Now Mirabel is totally taken aback at this particular disclosure. We do. You shall see. He won't go to them because there's no more company here to take notice of him. Now Vitud says that you would notice that he would not go to the company when Petulant will be asked to go to the the three women who are waiting for them. Vitud is suggesting that Petulant won't go because now there is not much gathering here. There is not much gathering who will take notice of it. So this why this is nothing to why this is nothing to what he used to do, and he says that this particular plot is nothing in comparison to his other plots that he used to do before he found out this way, before he invented this way of coachmen hiring coachmen and prostitutes. And he used to I have known him call for himself. He would used to call for himself. Now he this thing call for himself is again received with a surprise by Phenol and Mirabel, that how is it possible that one can call for himself. Phenol, call for himself? What does thou mean? What do you mean by this? Vitul says, mean why he would slip you out of this chocolate house. That means he would, when you are not taking notice of him, he would just go out of this chocolate house just when you had been talking to him. As soon as your back was turned, whip, he was gone. As soon as you turn back, he is gone. Then trip to his lodging, clap on a hood and scarf and a mask, that means he will disguise himself, slap into a hackney coach and drive hither to the door again in a trice. And he will come within a moment, and where he would send in for himself. Then again he will ask for himself. That means he will take the disguise, he will come and he will inquire about Petulant. That where is Petulant? He wants to meet Petulant. And that I mean call for himself, wait for himself. Nay, and what's more, not finding himself, sometimes leave a letter for himself. So this is very funny way Vitud explains that what he used to do. He used to go disguise himself into somebody else, and coming here in a public place, he will ask about himself so that everyone takes notice that someone is asking for Petulant. So Petulant is an important person. This is the way to establish himself as a important and popular person. This he used to do before engineering this particular new plot. So Mirabel says that I confess this is something extraordinary. That means this is really an extraordinary situation, and he has never, I mean, the audience also have never heard this kind of thing before. I believe he waits for himself now. He is so long a coming. Oh, I ask his pardon. And he says that, and Mirabel humorously says that he maybe is waiting for himself now because he's taking too much time to come. And as he completes the sentence, he sees Petulant coming. So here this scene ends. So in the next scene, we will in the next class we will discuss scene 9 elaborately and see that what fun comes or arises out of those comical situations. Thank you.